So before we get started with today's episode, I wanted to share something I only just now noticed 6 episodes into the friggin' series. They didn't give Guile his tattoos. His American flag tattoos. Guile just doesn't have them in this series. That's it, just a stupid nitpick. Anyways, let's get to it. Desert Thunder. So naturally, Desert Thunder begins in the ocean. Like, for fuck's sake, you couldn't have this scene taking place, like, off the coast of a desert, so you could at least start at the desert and then pan away to the ocean. Instead, you have the title of the episode, Desert Thunder, revealed over a body of water and then pan over to a ship. Yeah, really getting those desert vibes with this episode so far. The Navy's testing out some kind of 1950s sci-fi movie-style death ray. Like, this thing cleanly disintegrates an entire island in friggin' seconds. This seems to be a good enough reason for the Navy to celebrate, but before their boners can get too huge... Aw, yeah! T-Hawk descends with the aim of stealing the laser and shit. T-Hawk, that thing just wiped out a fucking island. Can we be more careful around the friggin' naval death ray? Oh, but yeah, T-Hawk totally steals that laser pretty easily, and then... Look, I know you showed us people in lifeboats on the water to reassure us, hey, see, survivors, yay! But also, fuck you, look at that damage! Look at it! People are super dead! The crew that were lucky enough to just die outright in the explosion, they were the lucky ones. Imagine everyone else trapped below deck to drown, or thrown overboard and too injured to keep themselves from drowning, or just chemically burned from all that laser bullshit. Fuck. Bison's the main villain of this series, and he has yet to do anything even, like, remotely this dark. So what's the deal with the laser heist? T-Hawk's working for this pharaoh-looking lady, and she seems to be the mastermind behind all this. Cut to Blanca in a match with a local jobber. I am always excited to see where these low-tier Street Fighters place on the Crawdad Scale. And... I know what you're thinking. CrowMn! What's the Crawdad Scale? Named after the Crimson Crawdad in the very first episode of the series, the test is used to determine a local jobber's standing in the universe of Street Fighter. Even though we spend very little time with these characters, there are 3 easily discernible metrics by which we're able to measure this. The first, do they have a name? I mean, everyone's got a name, but does the cartoon actually take the time to tell us their name? Second, do they have any lines? Do we actually get to hear them speak, like actually say words? Grunts do not count. Last, do we actually get to see them do a special move, like a projectile or an anti-air, something that require a special move input if they were actually a character in the game? Meet these 3 conditions and you're in the upper echelon in the pantheon of World Warriors. So let's see how our jobber buddy in this episode does.
Bruiser, mate. I'm talking
to
you,
lines and name, Bruiser, check. And you know what? Even though we didn't get to see how that clash went, Bruiser's clearly got some kind of power, so I'm calling it. A 3 out of 3 on the Crawdad Scale. Congrats. Bruiser for Season 4 of Street Fighter V. After the fight, we get Blanca doing the whole Ninja Turtles trench coat thing. 90s trench coats were really great for hiding in plain sight, I guess. To be fair, there is a storm going on outside, so it makes sense. Either way, that's when Escher sends along a summons via... trash in the wind?
Come on, let's get some coffee. Escher's buying.
Considering what we got last episode, a little underwhelming, but, yeah, sure, it gets the job done, I guess. Guile and Blanca are briefed on the stolen chemical laser and T-Hawk's involvement. Apparently he's actually working undercover, but considering the stunt he just pulled... It's easy to understand why his loyalties are being brought into question. Seriously, there's no way a ton of people didn't friggin' die in that. More importantly, though, is information on T-Hawk's boss, Satin Hammer. And all we really learn is that she used to be an engineer for the AN before she went rogue for some reason that we don't learn about. Either way, yeah, this marks the first episode where the villain is not Bison or anyone in Shadaloo. Kinda refreshing, really. Shadaloo, more like Shadowless.
The best around, and nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around, nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
The duo spring a trap on T-Hawk and company, and of course a fight ensues as they try and question the guy on what the hell he's doing.
Hiya, T-Hawk. Mind telling me what you think you're doing?
Which just amounts to T-Hawk going,
I'm not like the other street fighters. I had nothing until she gave me the chance to lead.
so...
I'm not like the other street fighters. I'm not like the other street fighters. I'm not like the other...
No, that doesn't add up. You can fuck right off, T-Hawk. Also, the way they convinced T-Hawk he fucked up was just shouting the Street Fighter tenets at him. I mean, that always seems to work. Either way, the trio infiltrate one of Satin Hammer's hideouts and just... what a friggin' bumblefest. They get caught, fail to subdue her, or steal back the laser. She activates a self-destruct on the base, and then at this point, physics just takes a friggin' punch to the gut. Just watch this bullshit. So Guile shoots a sonic boom, and for some reason, this one doesn't stop on impact. It just keeps going. Blanca balls through the hole, and T-Hawk flies through the hole. Now, like, I get that both Blanca and T-Hawk have anti-air maneuvers in the game that propel them into the air, probably like 10 to 15 feet, right? But for some reason, the cartoon decided to amp that shit up to like 1,000, to the point that Blanca can just maintain his momentum enough to scale buildings, as we'll see in the next scene, and T-Hawk can just fly. Also, Blanca says this.
Tunnel of quartz, Guile. Gee, and I thought you slept through chemistry class.
What? What does that have to do with anything? Is that why Guile's projectile went so far? Or you could roll that far? Or T-Hawk can just fly? What does quartz have to do with anything? They never explain it! Final showdown on top of an out-of-commission Las Vegas casino. Like I said earlier, Blanca and T-Hawk can just fly up the side of the friggin' building, leaving Guile to take the stairs. Don't know why he couldn't just flash kick his way up. This episode, it wouldn't surprise me. Satin Hammer is literally trying to shoot T-Hawk down with the big dumb death ray. Again, T-Hawk is flying. But yeah, the whole point of all this is that Satin Hammer's trying to fire the laser at full island disintegrating power at like a satellite to bounce it back down to Earth to wipe out the Pentagon. Thanks to our heroes, though, they literally almost kill their boss instead.
Engage!
So close. Obviously, the building explodes because friggin' everything in this episode has been exploding. Guile and Blanca escape by jumping off the top of the building with a rando foot soldier into the water fountain below. Again, just fuck you, physics. That building was well over 20 stories tall, but hey, everyone's alright and nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. Next time on Street Fighter. I hope you're ready for some movie canon galore and real estate Darkheart.
await your return, warrior.